Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy T, putting the G in geek, coming to you with another episode of On the Hunt. You know, the weekly web series where I kind of let you guys know the hot books that I'm looking for. I gotta start this video off like I start all the videos off by saying, you know, this isn't really investment advice. This isn't really financial advice, you know what I mean? This is just for fun. Don't spend your rent money or nothing like that. I also want to tell you that the point of this video is to share information with each other, share information with me. I don't know what you're getting. I might want to get it. The day is young. It's the best day of the week, comic day. So let's get right to it. So before we get started this week, I just want to kind of talk about something, you know what I mean? Like one of the YouTube users, Jeremy Matthews, he kind of had a question about some of the high ratio variants and kind of like what my budget was and stuff like that. Generally, I actually, as you can tell, I do overspend on this stuff, but I have to admit I don't always grab all the high ratio variants. That's why I don't even show them. I only show the ones that I really like, you know what I mean? The Alex Ross ones or the Hughes or anything where I believe that, you know, I'm not just gonna get it cheaper later, so I'm kind of like bringing some light to it kind of to get it early. I usually put stuff like that into the cover section because I'm just getting that because I like it. Some of the ones like that Amazing Spider-Man where you maybe had that first Red Goblin on the cover, maybe I'll kind of point that out as more of a ratio event, so like a ratio that I definitely think you should go for. But yeah, in general, you know what I mean? Don't be scared off by the ratio variants, you know what I mean? Your collection isn't like worthless, or not worthless, but your collection isn't subpar because you don't have these expensive high ratios. I'm just showing them because I actually love them, and I'm showing it for the people who love them. Generally, I really try not to pay the full price for the ratios. That's why I don't grab them, you know what I mean? Like the Alex Ross, as nice as it is, I would only grab that for maybe 50 just because I know how ratio variants are, right? So that's why I even always say the caveat, you know, you might want to only go half market on this or something like that. The Exiles #3, the 1-10 variant last week, you had that Peggy Carter cover, that good art. It was a variant with the first appearance of Peggy Carter, so that again would be a high ratio variant, or that wasn't even a high, that was only a 1-10, but that is a ratio variant that I would get. So that I would even seek to get at market price, because you can be assured of that. Yeah, but other than that, you know, I put those into the cover section just because, you know, it's covers that I love and stuff like that. There's no need to get it, you know what I mean? Some of them I just really enjoy. So yeah, man, I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that about the ratio, the variants and stuff like that. So yeah, man, let's get to the comics. You know, I spent enough time talking. Let's get to them. All right, let's get to the comics, guys. I'm going to start out with Marvel, as usual. The first book I'm going to pick up from Marvel is The Mighty Thor, The Gates of Valhalla, #1. It's a new Thor series by Aaron and Perez. It might have some good stuff to it, you know what I mean? I'm going to check that out. The next book I'm going to pick up is X-Men Wedding Special #1. This is a bit of a cash grab, so I wouldn't really grab it for much, you know, much growth or anything like that, but it does feature a Claremont story in there, so, I mean, that might be worth it. Like, you know, some people are really big Claremont fans, so I would like to check that out, him writing an X-Men story. And then I would only really grab one book for the cover, and that is You Are Deadpool #3. I know I didn't really feature #2, and actually, to tell you the truth, I'm not really grabbing this just for the cover, although I think the cover is really neat with the man thing, and it's just really well done. It's a really nice Raza cover. I really am liking the idea of the choose your own. I kind of read the first one, I kind of got into the second one, but I gotta be honest, I think I might wait for the trade on this one. That doesn't mean it's not worth it. It's a weekly series, you're gonna be getting it quickly. I think they would have really crippled it if they tried to make it monthly, but I just think I would enjoy it a little more in a trade form, so I'm gonna wait for that. But that's definitely a great cover, and that's definitely a small week from Marvel. Next, I'm going to move on to DC, and again, it's kind of a small week. It's definitely a small week in comics. I don't know, is it a 5-week month? I'm not too sure. I lose track of the date all the time, but the first book I'm going to grab from DC is The New Challengers #1. It's a new Snyder book. A new Snyder book, as always, could be good. You never know what you're getting. Snyder's a great writer, so it's always worth the check out. And then I would move right on to some covers. Not much going on. Aquaman #36, the Joshua Middleton cover. I love Middleton, you know what I mean? I love what he's been doing with the Aquaman character. It's got really good movement, or I mean, not movement, but I mean, it looks really good, like the underwater feel of it. The characters definitely look underwater, like the way that their hair is acting and just everything. They're great covers. The next thing I would grab is, okay, so I don't know, okay, so hear me out here. I would check out maybe the Batman Catwoman Save the Date wedding promo card. Okay, I think DC is doing way too much on this. Like, they're giving out invitations. It even says you have to like RSVP Alfred. Crazy. But I mean, it's kind of cool. I don't know, they're free. It's just a free card, so maybe look for that. It's also got like I think it's got a checklist on the back of all the stuff. Again, I think DC's doing too much with this. I don't know. I've got a box of this kind of stuff, lithographs and all the little free battle worlds things they give out, and it really just collects dust in a box. But yeah, I'll probably get them to throw one in my bag. So they are free. I don't know. The next book I'm going to pick up is Batwoman number 15. These are for the covers, of course. The Raphael Grandpa cover. This is a great rustic cover. It looks really scratchy. I like loose art or where it looks really rustic. I think it's a great cover. Plus, in the semi-virgin kind of element of it, I just find that it's a great cover. I really love the DC semi-virgins. That's awesome what they're doing right there. And the last cover I'd grab from DC is Green Lanterns number 47, the Brandon Peterson variant. I really love how the characters look on this. It's got really good detail in it. I love how the lanterns are kind of passed out and their souls are almost like struggling to escape from the bodies. I don't know, it just looks striking. It's got a nice black element to it. Yeah, I don't know. That would definitely be the last cover I'd grab from DC. And we'll move right on from there. Next, we're going to move on to Aftershock, and the first book I'm going to grab from Aftershock is A Walk Through Hell number 1. This is a horror story about a couple of FBI agents that go missing in a warehouse and then encounter unseen horrors. So it's kind of a new horror book that I'm going to check out. It could have some sellout potential, you know what I mean? That would be the only thing, so make sure you have a flip through that, make sure you love it. The next thing I would grab just for the cover again from Aftershock Comics is actually, again, A Walk Through Hell number 1. This is the Black Shock cover variant. I know there's a whole subset of collectors who collect like black covers, and all I gotta say here is this is all black everything, as they say. Good luck with your hunt for a 9/8 in this one, man. This is one of the blacker covers I've seen. There's bound to be fingerprints and all kinds of markings on the ones, so make sure you kind of maybe flip to some of the back ones if your store has a couple. But again, if you got that nice black cover in a 9/8 and that goes somewhere, I think you have something. Yeah, so that's about it from Aftershock. Next, we're going to move on to Bongo Comics, and the first book, well, the only book I'm going to pick up from Bongo this week is the Mighty Mo Sizlak one-shot. The Simpsons take me back to my childhood, you know what I mean? I can't believe they're still playing it. Like, it's got to be monumental, an animated series lasting this long. I don't really like the comics as much, but really what I'm buying this for is because I think it has a really cool Hulk homage. So yeah, man, that seems like something cool. The one-shots usually do decently, especially with that homage. I'm going to pick that up for sure, so that's going to do it for Bongo. Moving right along, we're going to hit up Dark Horse next, and the first book I'm going to pick up, or again, the only book I'm going to pick up from Dark Horse is Ether Copper Golems number 1. This is a story about a fantasy hero trying to keep the balance between Earth and the magic worlds. It's a new series by Matt Kint. I'm sure I'm actually not sure, but he wrote a series called Mind Management, which was one of my, I honestly loved that series. It came out a few years ago. It was about these guys who had like mind powers, and it was, the way they used them was really cool and interesting. But again, that got optioned for a movie, so I don't know, maybe this one might get optioned for a movie too. A Matt Kint kind of, you never know. So, but the idea does sound kind of cool, so I'll probably check that out. Yeah, man. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't grabbed Mind Management, I'm sure it's out in the trades. You should grab that. I really liked it, so, but that's nothing new, so. But yeah, that's going to do it for Dark Horse. Next, I'm going to move on to Scout Comics, and the book I'm going to pick up from Scout Comics is Jazz Legend number 1. This is a story about a jazz legend that turns into a drug addict. It's by an eccentric writer, and it's about the jazz legend's loosening grip on reality. So, I don't know, that sounds really cool. I like weird stuff, so it sounds like it might be worth the flip through for sure. Yeah, man, Jazz Legend number 1, that's what I'm going to check out from Scout. Last but not least, like I said, it was definitely a small week this week. I'm going to move on to Source Point Press, and the book I'm going to pick up from Source Point Press is called The Rot number 1. This is about a contract killer who's brought back to life by military experiments, giving him the ability to feed on his surroundings. So it sounds kind of neat the way he might feed on his surroundings. Sounds like it might be a little bit horror-esque. Could be cool, definitely worth the flip through. It's a very small publisher by SourcePoint Press, so I've heard that the book is sold out, but again, when you only print 1,000 copies, how hard is a sellout, right? But again, if people like it and it's that under-ordered, it might be, you know, something to grab or something like that. So the story and the concept definitely sounds cool. So that's gonna wrap up the books for this week, man. Well, guys, that's gonna do it for another episode of On the Hunt. You know, if you like this video, as usual, if you like the picks, if you could like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that good stuff, that'd be great. Make sure you check out www.saddlecitycomics.com. We always have a lot of great books on there. Make sure you check out the rest of the channel. We got a lot of good content coming. I do want to say that we are going to see a return of the 100K series. I know I've kind of been falling off on that, but I got a lot of good books to show you guys. A lot of cool stuff, so we're definitely going to get back to that this week. Also, to answer one of the questions I've seen in the video, I do go to a lot of stores. I was asked, you know, how many comic stores do I generally go to? I generally go to about 5, sometimes 6, so, and you know, I spark up conversations while I'm there at all of them, you know what I mean? It's always good to be personable, remember that. It's comics, it's supposed to be fun, you know, roll in there, have some chats with some people, get to know the owners, you know, be nice, then they hold stuff for you. That's how come, you know, sometimes I get some of those one-offs and stuff like that. They'll usually, you know, sometimes wait till I arrive, see if I want it, just because, you know, you got to be friendly everywhere you go. So make sure you're doing that. If you are going to multiple stores, you know, don't be a miser because, you know, books are sold out, whatever. Next store. That's how it goes. But yeah, I would love to stay and strike up some more conversation and get to know all you guys, but time is ticking, you know what I mean? I got to get up my butt out there and get these books. I hope you guys have good luck getting these books too. I'll see you next week for On the Hunt. And I'll see you this week for Road to 100K. Peace.